Welcome to
What's up,
the
everybody?
fucking GCW show, guys. So, me and Mike
Oh,
here to talk some Blood on the Hills GCW from Friday night. We'll try to do this. What do you think, Mike? After every couple shows, we'll.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, what the next ones are on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, so I figure we'll probably follow it up the day after, right in
Yeah,
the beginning of January, rocking that shit out. Got
yeah,
Austin in
man.
the house. What up, Austin, brother?
Yeah, if you want to run the comments, Mike, I'll
Yeah,
run
for sure.
the graphics and shit.
Absolutely, man.
Um,
Oh, hello,
so
Joe.
we'll probably moving forward for GCW, we'll probably either throw these up the Sunday or Monday after. So there's no real timetable. Just keep up on Instagram at Turnbuckle Tavern, and we'll let you guys know when we go live with a fucking GCW show.
Hell yeah, so appropriate, right?
Yeah, dudes. And
Love it,
we're
man.
we're on the road to Hammerstein. The Hammerstein
Yeah.
show's January 23rd.
Woo.
And I feel like we got some building blocks tonight, or not tonight,
Yeah. Oh,
but at Blood on the Hills, we got some building blocks.
yeah, no, definitely, man. And what a buildup it was. And we'll get into all of it, but I just want to say that was a hell of a GCW show. And I tell you, every time I turn in to GCW, it gets better and better,
And
quality production wise. The announcers aren't right up fuck against the mic screaming "fuck you." It's
right,
getting easier to hear, easier to watch. I like it, man.
dude. And it's the commentators make this show so like
Yeah,
it's so uncensored, unrated, right up the Turnbuckle Tavern's alley when it comes to
hell yeah.
commentary. I mean, they're killing it. Um, I mean, the thing I think about, everyone wants to think about J Bone. Everyone wants to think about GCW as like this deathmatch company, but I feel like if you want to get a real sense of what GCW is about, Blood on the Hills is a perfect show because it's not just deathmatch wrestling. I love
Yeah,
deathmatch wrestling, but dude, that match with, and we'll get into all the matches, but that match
hell yeah.
with Jonathan Gresham and AJ
Oh,
Gray,
unbelievable.
phenomenal.
Man, loved it, man. I loved how they changed the rules up for it.
Yeah.
And it was you got 3 rope breaks only, and you fucking if you don't do that, you're done. And it was so good. 20-second count out on the side of the ring. I thought they were telling stories
Yeah.
in a nice way this time around. Like I think the last one I watched was the one after Cardona came out, where Smart
Oh,
Mark
yeah.
was there, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, all right, this is cool. And the biggest shocker, 13.99, blowing my fucking mind away, man. How do you not want to watch
13,
three?
14 bucks. Come on.
Yeah, come on, it's that's peas and carrots, man. And
And
like
this,
it was beautiful.
and you're talking about like, this is their roster is super stacked. Like the
Yeah,
Briscoes as their tag team champions. You got PCO and Brody King from ROH was
yeah,
on. Tony Deppen, former ROH TV champion. Nick Wayne, that kid is
yeah,
going to be huge. Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green, Effie, obviously. You had Jonathan Gresham, ROH world champion. You had the two uh people who got released from WWE recently, Alex Zayne and Blake Christian, who tore it up.
yeah.
You had
Totally tore it up.
Matt Justice and Jacob Fatu, former MLW world
Woo.
champion. And then you had Atticus, Cogar, and Jordan Oliver in the main event. So they
Yeah,
have a pretty impressive stable of wrestlers.
yeah, and that's not even all of them.
No,
That's the thing too. It's just a
we didn't get,
handful.
yeah, we didn't get Nick Gage. We didn't get John
Yeah,
Moxley, their champion. We didn't get any, like, there's a lot of guys who weren't on the card.
yeah, and like that just shows you, like I said, this was such an impressive showcase from GCW, and you were missing heavy hitters like Mox and Gage, and
Oh, yeah.
and that just goes to show that these guys are really working their ass off to really make this a big deal, man. And
Absolutely.
they delivered, they absolutely delivered. So
So
it was great.
it was great. Like the first match, we'll talk about the Briscoes versus PCO and Brody King.
Yeah,
Um,
my God.
PCO just defying age with some of his high
Yeah,
spot chaos. I mean, this
dude.
guy, he's a wild man.
He's crazy. He blows my mind. Like those, he's so heavy with his spots too. Like
Yeah.
it's not just he goes into it and does crazy shit, but he lands so hard.
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude.
He's a brick. He's a sack of fucking bricks, man, and it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Oh, my first time watching GCW was years ago, but like nothing like
I'd
memorable.
seen clips. I'd seen
Yeah,
like I'd kept up with it peripherally, but as far as like buying a pay-per-view,
yeah.
I'm the guy who bought that pay-per-view that Cardona came onto.
Me
Like
too, man. Yeah.
that brought me on. So just, for new people tuning into a GCW show, I'm not trying to say
Diehards.
I'm a
Yeah.
lifer diehard. Like I'm getting into it now and I've been following it for a while, but as far as like purchasing the pay-per-views, tuning in, I'm kind of new to the game. So we're learning, we're loving the product and kind of getting into it for the first time.
Yeah. So we're all going through it together. So
Join us. Join us,
don't be
guys.
scared, man. Don't be scared.
But
We're just a
dude,
couple rebels enjoying the
the
show.
Briscoes come out to Leonard Skinner's "Give Me Back My Bullets." Like, come on, come the fuck
Dude,
on.
unbelievable. That was one of the best tag matches I've seen in a while. In a long,
Briscoe,
like yeah, it was just so good, man. And PCO is just like we were saying, he's fucking nuts. And pairing him with Brody King was such a great like matchup, man.
oh
Brody
yeah,
King's unbelievably great, man. Dude delivers.
and it was such a bloody and intense match. I got a little gif here of Mark Briscoe coming off the side.
Oh,
So good.
yeah. It's beautiful, man.
So like, these guys just lay it all on the line. Brody King at a certain point, he's writing "die" on a door in his own blood off of his forehead.
Man,
How do you
the
not
PCO's
love that?
crazy.
PCO's out there
That's great,
setting
man.
up some doors. Um,
I love
yeah,
how doors have became the new tables too.
they really
Because
are.
tables always just don't break, so the doors are like perfect, man. So
Yeah,
there's no gigging, there's no fixing it up. You just grab these shitty cheap ass doors and throw them under the ring, and you're set, man.
yeah, dude. And I love at the end, the Briscoes end up going over. They win the match. They retain the GCW tag titles, and there's a show of respect between the four of them. Like they all
Yeah,
shake each other's hands. It's like these guys all came from Ring of Honor. There's that brotherhood. We see the respect. Brody King is wearing a fucking crimson mask at the end of the show, like just totally covered in his own blood.
yeah, man. They killed it. He should be wearing that shit like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
That was a great start. That could have been a fucking main event for a million different shows. That was a great way to kick off a show, man.
it really was. Do you think like if the Briscoes sign with AEW, which there's reports, I think the Wrestling Observer said that they're expected to
Yeah.
sign. Do you think we see them still show up at Hammerstein to defend their titles, or do you think they're going to drop them before?
I don't see why not. We got Mox and
Yep.
GCW. There's a lot of leeway going back and forth. So I think Tony Khan is a smart businessman by allowing these things to happen. And they're the Briscoes. You can't hold back the Briscoes. It would be a shame for them to lose the titles before Hammerstein, because that Hammerstein crowd's really going to be lit for them, and they're going to really, really want to be doing that, man. Put that on a shirt, brother.
Yeah. Well, I think AEW, like to me, has the two partnerships that is the most important to that company right now: New Japan and GCW, because
Yeah,
like
100%.
you're keeping that like connection to the strong style stuff overseas with all of these dream matchups, but then by having like a working relationship, having Mox be their champion, having Nick Gage show up and do a death match with Chris Jericho, that type of shit grounds AEW at least a little bit in the underground. It grounds them
Yeah.
into the indie scene. And with Brett Lauderdale kind of working with Tony a little bit, I think that's great for the company.
No, absolutely. And like when we were leaving All Out this year, Brett Lauderdale was standing behind us in the crowd with us, and
Yeah,
like
he was
he was
there.
there enjoying the show. I think there's it's like having Headbangers Ball, brought into your network show. So that's what AEW is kind of doing. They're the MTV. They're like, we're still we respect the metal community. Let's throw a Headbangers Ball on, and like I feel like that's what they're doing. And also, the thing with the Briscoes is, if you're gonna have them come in the feud with FTR, don't you want them to be the GCW Tag Champions and the Ring of Honor Tag Champions? Don't you want, you know, the plethora of belts to come in there and show who the heavy hitters are?
That's
and put them all fucking put them all on the line. Let's put FTR into the, you know, the mix of possibly being the belt collectors of the tag world and shit like that.
That's a great point,
man.
Because like FTR is always talking about the titles they hold. So to have the Briscoes holding those GCW straps, those ROH straps, it elevates them entering that company. I'm with you. Absolutely. Though. I think the Briscoes are going to hold those straps up until at least Hammerstein, because that's a marquee tag team to have on your Hammerstein show.
Oh, 100%. And it's right up the Hammerstein crowd.
Oh,
you know, yeah. you want a team like the Briscoes coming into that building, that with all that heat in there, all that animosity. You know, that the Hammerstein's a badass building to begin with, and you get the right talent, just like the Briscoes, who will go in there and showcase themselves like they do every time they get into the ring. It's gonna light that place up, man. Yeah. So I'm all for it.
And those dudes, we saw them release a couple awesome social media posts against FTR that were just legendary, but they caught, I have video of the Briscoes post match coming out of the match with their crimson masks on. We'll cut to that.
Yes sir, baby. Hey, them boys in the house. You sit. Huh? You sit. You looking at? Hey, I got one question for everybody out there. Ask them that question. Everybody. Who the hell is gonna take these from us? Huh? Hey, let's be real. Huh? There ain't a damn tag team in the whole damn world. I don't care who you work for. Ain't nobody beating us. I ain't got nothing else to say. That's all I gotta say. Tell them something, chick. Huh? Tell them something, chick. Huh? Huh? You don't want it? Huh? You don't want it? Bark at him, chick. Tell them something.
God damn. I love the Briscoes, dude. It's like Mark seems like a lunatic, and Jay just seems like he's cut from that Eddie Kingston mold, man. Like,
yeah, 100%, man.
No fucking around with that dude.
Yeah, and then like that promo itself builds into them feuding with FTR.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's gonna take this? Who's gonna take this from us?
I don't care who you work for.
Yeah, so if they show up with, you know, 2 sets of tag titles, and FTR is like, all right, bros, you know, it's going to put on a hell of a show, and it solidifies who the Briscoes are. You don't want them showing up with no gold. You know, you don't want them showing up being, oh, those are the Ring of Honor guys. No, you want them to be like, oh, this is the best fucking tag team on the independent scene right now.
Right.
And that's how it should be, you know?
Yeah, and they're a team like they're a team for the diehard fans. Like we all, the GCW fans, the ROH fans, we all know the fucking Briscoes.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, absolutely.
I heard Bully Ray talking about it because he loves the Briscoes, and he's like, you know, that's not a team you bring in necessarily to pop a number. You know, the masses aren't going to know the Briscoes, but that's a team you bring in to fucking legitimize your division. Like these guys, they're the Eddie Kingstons, you know, they're the Eddie Kingstons of the tag division.
Yeah, and look how good Eddie's doing now. Look how beautiful Eddie came out of that fucking, you know, he came in just throwing out words, you know, hitting those great promos, but now he's like one of my fucking top guys in AEW. Yeah, absolutely.
Austin, good point. Yeah, brings a legit badass vibe. I feel like it's much needed for AEW. A lot of good wrestlers, but not a lot of true ass kickers. Could you imagine? I mean, we're talking FTR Briscoes, but could you imagine Briscoes and Santana Ortiz? Because Santana and Ortiz have a badass ass kicker vibe, but where they're in the inner circle, we haven't really seen that. I think back to that street fight they had with the Best Friends. That was some legit shit. So to bring in the Briscoes, like, it could be a lot of fun.
100%, man.
The next match we had that I think we should talk about, Tony Deppen, Nick Wayne.
Man. Wow.
So I heard, did I hear correctly? Nick Wayne's only 16, 17?
17 maybe.
Yeah, because they said I heard them say Tony Deppen's a 17-year veteran. So when Tony Deppen started wrestling, Nick Wayne wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
This kid,
absolutely wild, man.
Dude, this kid's gonna be somebody to watch, because I know like last month in November he had a show at Defy in the Pacific Northwest, and he had a match with Joey Janela, and it kind of lit up the independent wrestling world on social media. Everyone was talking about that match.
Hell yeah.
And I thought this match was a lot of fun, like just a picture from the match, but these dudes laid it on the line.
Dude, it was a really good back and forth match, man. And like you said, like fucking 17 years old. Like, come on, dude.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Tony Deppen, great heel.
Yeah.
Such a dick.
Amazing heel. Yeah. Right. And the commentary really fucking solidifies it, which I love. Like they're that is like you said, the commentary is one of the main reasons why this company is so fun to watch, because they're just vulgar. They don't care. It's like watching, wrestling with, South Park or something like that. Right. They just like, look at this fucking douchebag. And Tony Deppen falls right into that douchebag category, man. It was fucking great.
Yeah. I love, there's a spot in the match where Deppen shot a snot rocket on Nick Wayne's face. And the commentator was like, that's a crime during the COVID era.
It was great, man. Like what a beautiful back and forth match. Like I tried, so I worked a show yesterday. I got home at like midnight and I threw it on, and I probably got like a little after the Cardona Effie match. And I was like, all right, I gotta shut it off, and wake up the next day, boom, fucking start it right where I left. But this one stuck out, man. This was really good. This was definitely one of the heavy hitters of the show.
Yeah, the wily veteran Tony Deppen picks up the win over the young gun. I think Nick Wayne, though, these are matches that are just going to build his allure. I think he's mainly a GCW Defy guy, and Defy, I think it's Seattle they're based out of. I know it's Pacific Northwest.
I think so. Yeah.
They put on killer shows out there. So
absolutely.
I'm interested to see this kid tear it up.
Yeah.
By the way, I
GCW
love the
venues.
Dude, they're so good. They are like grungy and underground, but this one definitely had an elegant feel. That archway in the background was
beautiful.
Killer.
Great lighting.
Great lighting.
The venue popped on camera. Even the one when Cardona came out. And they were at it was at a casino or something, right?
Yeah, I think that's the Showboat in Atlantic City. That's kind of like their home base where they do most of their shows.
But I mean, that one's got a really nice look. It's way better than like the gymnasiums in Chicago,
right?
That they were way much classier shit. But I like that they do that. It's a good back and forth vibe, and no matter what. Indie wrestling goes in those shitty venues sometimes, man. You just gotta fucking enjoy it.
Well, they did a show not too long ago. I want to say maybe over the summer in Wyoming, and it was like in a barn type of build, and it looked so fucking cool. I think the name of the show was maybe Outlaw Mud Show, which was great. Speaking of Matt Cardona, that's our next match.
Man. The Cardonas versus Effie, who's the Bussy, Team Bussy, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, Bussy. It's Effy and Allie Katch. And dude, when Cardona came out, it killed me, because there was that moment where that little kid, he had to be like 6 or 7 years old, was just giving him the stereo middle fingers, and Cardona's giving it right back to him.
Yeah, it took him a minute. He hesitated. He was just staring at him, and he was like, and it was just beautiful. Like that could have been like your black and white photo shot for the night. And it would have been so awesome. Yeah, no, the Hammerstein was definitely an easy top 5, man. If not top 3. Yeah, that's such a fucking great venue, man.
me and Sneed were lucky enough to be at ECW One Night Stand at the Hammerstein. Wow. And that place, it has, like, when you walk in there, you feel the fucking history of the place.
I love that,
pro
man.
wrestling.
That's great.
I'm so excited to see those guys tear it up in Hammerstein. And I think that's going to be one of those shows, we're on the road to Hammerstein, but that's going to be one of those shows that all the performers are going to be laying it all on the fucking line.
Oh, absolutely. That could be considered a GCW like mania. You know, it's going to be one of the best fucking shows that they're going to put out, if not the whole year.
Yeah,
it's so I'm excited for it, man. Super excited for it.
And this Cardona match, you know, him and Effie have had kind of a history in GCW since Cardona's came in. They've the internet championship has traded hands. There was I think Cardona was calling it the Detroit screw job, where Effie then screwed him out of the match. Like, so there's that moment where Effie kissed Cardona. He shoved him.
Cardona was like, "What the fuck was that?" He was like,
so
"Oh,
I love Effie, dude. Effie is a tough motherfucker, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like that goes to show how fucking awesome Cardona's been on this run lately. That match was it was a great match, and I love how he comes up. Solid storytelling, and Effie hits Chelsea with the chair.
Yeah.
You know, and Cardona's like, "What the fuck, dude?" Yeah, I love Cardona's reactions. I'm really enjoying this whole vibe from it, and I hope he doesn't tap out at the end of the match. He was like, "We quit GCW. Fuck all this shit."
Yeah.
You know, Today, I think it was today or last night, he put out the tweet. He was like, "Sorry guys, the Hammerstein Ballroom show's canceled. You know, GCW has been featured in Denver. We wish him the best of luck." It's like, fuck, man. I think
so.
We'll be back. He's been gone enough.
I think he will return. I don't think that will be his return to wrestling. I honestly see him coming back to like either maybe the first TBS Dynamite, but he will be back to wrestling before Hammerstein. He will be at Hammerstein 100%.
Yeah.
I love
it's crazy.
I thought Allie Katch killed it, man. When she came
when she was doing the woo. It was great, cannonball.
Man. She does the cannonball.
Yeah,
so good.
I loved that it was a good mix of the women fighting the guys and the guys fighting the girls too. And it wasn't like, there was no like, "Oh, go return your corner. The girls are in the ring." And then they did that. Was it both girls had a submission on each other?
Oh yeah.
And both of the guys were fighting with them too. It was such a good spot, man. And I was like, "Fuck, this is awesome."
Yeah, dude. And talking about the commentators, how much we like the commentators. I love. There's a spot in it where they're like, he's like, "Use the hashtag fuck Zack Ryder when you use the tag GCW blood." Their commentators do not have a problem picking sides and shitting on who they don't like. And that, dude, that's a lost art. Like, I think that's something people need to tip their cap to with GCW is how well the commentators themselves are at putting over heels.
Yeah.
They let you know who they don't like.
No, for sure.
Like Tony Deppen, they were shitting on. Fucking Atticus Cogar in the main event, they were just railing the whole match.
So good, no, it was crazy, man, and it was just like that was a solid match. I love that Ryder comes out with radio, and then they cut it and go to this, like, draws the best heat, man. Yeah, Chelsea got hit with chairs a lot.
Yeah, she got hit on Impact Wrestling too. I think Moose laid her out. But Bussy ends up going over, and Effie and Allie Katch stand strong, stand in the middle of the ring, fucking crowd loving it, big fan favorites. And then there is a clip of Cardona, and I think you alluded to it, Mike. Cardona and Chelsea not very happy exiting the building.
Hey, we're gonna get married! We're getting married! Look at my face!
Fucking door! Get some fucking tables, you cheap fucks!
Look at my face!
No, fuck this!
Wear a wedding dress!
Get the fuck out of here! This is fucking bullshit! Get our fucking bag! This is fucking bullshit! Enough of this fucking shit! Now the Briscoes want to come here. You know how many fucking people get in my DMs text me, "Hey, can you get me a GCW?" Fuck you! Nobody wanted to come here until I put on a fucking map.
Enough! They disrespected you, and now they fucking crossed the line, Matt. They disrespected me. I'm done!
We're getting fucking married, asshole! Brett, you gonna cover this? Huh? Look at my fucking back. There's still glass in there. You gonna get the fucking... What the fuck? This is fucking bullshit. This is a joke, Brett. This is a fucking joke. We quit. We fucking quit. Fuck you. I hope, you cheap fuck, I hope the stream fucking crashes in Hammerstein. We're fucking out. We fucking quit.
I'm done.
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck this shit. Somebody our fucking bags. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We're getting married.
This is fucking bullshit. This is fucking indie bullshit. Get the fuck, let's fucking go, Joe. Let's go, come on, this is fucking bullshit.
Cardona blurring the lines of kayfabe, man. I love it. Love it.
He's been great doing it, man. I love when he's walking through the hallway though. He's like, get some tables, you cheap fucks. Like those little things, like it's so good. And like Chelsea, we're getting married. It's, yeah, we're getting married. Fucking, were you gonna cover this, Lauderdale? You fucking bastard!
Glass in my back. yeah. Like, dude,
it's so good, man.
I think that's a perfect way to. I think this might be a way to kind of write them off of the shows and then have them return at Hammerstein in a big way.
Yeah.
So good, man. I love it. He's like, I put GCW on the map. You can have the Hammerstein ballroom. Fuck you, Brett. I quit.
Yeah.
So
I hope
good.
your dreams crash at the ballroom show, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Like Cardona is really like. I never was a huge fan of his, and like this run, yeah, as a wrestler, not as a person. He's fucking great on his podcast and all that shit. But this run in GCW has been best stuff he's done ever, and like and to a point where I'm like, fuck, I can't wait to see what he's doing next. Yeah, because he's such a fucking great character here, man.
And you have to like, I know the GCW fan. They're buying into this guy. He's the perfect heel for this company. Like he's the 100%. Perfect heel. And I think, if there's a lot of real hatred, I think with some of these fans, but I think deep down, everyone knows that what he's bringing to this company right now is it has elevated them. It has put eyes on them that wasn't watching. So he's done a lot for this company. I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at that crowd. Look how every time, this is another impressive fucking thing about GCW. Every show, packed fucking house.
Yep.
Not one person sitting on their seat. Everybody's fucking glued. They're loving it. They're so captivated by it. And Cardona's doing fucking good work with that. That means they're doing it good. And it's just fucking beautiful to see, man. I loved watching this up climb from it. Like I remember when me and Sneed did that did Matt Cardona die video after that show, and like we both were like, holy fuck.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And
solid, man.
AEW, everyone talks, they have a really good fan base, a rabid, like passionate fan base, but dude, there's an argument that there isn't a fan base out there like GCW right now.
100%, man.
You give him freedom and let him run with it, and this is what happens. There are still more hidden gems in WWE that probably have similar creativity. Very true.
100%. Yeah. And that can go for anybody. If you get yourself in the right space with the right mindset and right creativity, the possibilities are endless. And this doesn't just go for WWE. This goes for everybody. Impact, Ring of Honor, fucking New Japan. Like, you pile them in and you set them in the right direction, man. We'll push.
Yeah.
They take it off. It could go anybody. Tyler Breeze could be doing the same shit if he was applying himself to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who the person is, but Cardona is killing it.
Absolutely. And case in point to what Austin said, it's like, you look at Cardona, but there's a match we'll talk about briefly. Alex Zayne and Blake Christian. These are two dudes that were in NXT. They were pretty much 205 Live guys, smaller guys. These guys had a match in GCW prior to signing with NXT, and they were in the WWE machine. They were just kind of not used, just buried, essentially didn't really get that chance to shine. Then they come back into GCW, and the match they put on was great. But the thing that really stuck out to me about this match, so Blake Christian picks up the win. I believe they call him All Heart Blake Christian. And I love the Taco Bell references for Alex Zayne. Fucking great. But like,
I love this intro coming from the nearest Taco Bell. The sauce. Alex Zayne. It was beautiful.
So
man.
Good. Like instantly he's a character. But the thing that stuck out to me, the match itself was great. But like then Blake Christian gets the win and he gets on the mic.
That promo.
Dude, you let this guy go. He's calling out everyone. And then, you know, he has a line, I told those motherfuckers to walk through my door. And he calls out Jonathan Gresham for the Hammerstein Ballroom for the ROH World Championship. And I bought Blake Christian forgettable in WWE.
Yeah.
Not on him, but the way they handled him and everything. And this guy comes back to the Indies, grabs the mic, and pretty much stakes his claim like, dude, I had more to offer. You didn't allow me. Now I'm going to show you what I'm capable of. And he fucking killed it on the mic.
Yeah. No, that was one thing I had on my notes was that fucking promo was one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah.
Because he was fucking hot and he was letting it out, man. And it was great, man. I love seeing these guys kind of get a second, third chance.
Yep.
You know, and not just, you know, showing up and doing good wrestling, but showing up and fucking with heart. You know, like, I'm going to fucking tear this place apart. I'll show you what's got. Love that shit, man. Because it gives you that underdog feel. Yeah. And you're like, oh, these guys mean fucking business. It's just like, I always compare it to like heavy metal. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, fuck yeah, we're here. Like a Phil ensemble, like taking the stage. Like, goddamn right, motherfuckers, we're taking over this fucking town. And you're like, yeah, dude.
Underground
like,
feeling, like us against them. And dude, the fire, and we talked to Shane Mercer, who's a GCW dude. We talked to him a couple weeks. Go into our YouTube archives, check out the interview. It was great.
Hell yeah.
But in that interview, he talked about how one of the beauties of GCW is they let you do your thing. The fucking the cuffs are off and you go do it. And not only just in the ring, but on the mic, there's no censorship. These guys are letting it fly.
It's art in its purest form, man. And that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
2.0 from WWE to AEW, and it's actually exciting news when people get released from the machine. It sounds harsh, but they go and do bigger and better things, and they absolutely are, man.
Yeah,
a lot of them are.
And I think the indies, GCW, a lot of these like releases we're seeing, we might see other guys float into that indie scene once their 90-day non-competes are up. So it's an exciting time to be, you know, if you guys aren't watching GCW, what are you doing? Like, jump on now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, $14 for a fucking 3-hour event.
Well,
you're talking, well, yeah, but it's better than any movie you can go see. Yeah. You know, it's because you're captivated the whole time.
Yeah, man. Okay, so the next match I want to talk about is the Ring of Honor Championship. First time ever defended in GCW. Jonathan Gresham against AJ Gray of the Second Gear Crew. These two dudes, and you'd mentioned it, Mike, they fought under pure rules. So,
which was awesome. You know, you got 3 rope breaks allowed for the whole match. I feel per competitor, 20-second count out on the outside. I forget what else, but there was
one, I think, like you couldn't close fist punches were illegal. You were given one, but if you did it twice, you were disqualified.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
awesome. Yeah, no. And like, it changes the game of what you're watching. Cause you're watching, I mean, not every match on this card, like you said earlier, is a death match. Right. Not everything is extreme. Sure. There's tables and shit and chairs, but they don't start off, you know, it's not advertised. Like the Briscoes wasn't like, this is an extreme fucking match and you're gonna see blood and all this stuff. It just happens. It's natural progression. But this was like, this is the thing that worked so well with ECW. Was that you have hardcore, you got, you know, the Cardona shit where it's really hot and like really tense, interesting stuff. Then you go to this pure wrestling Ring of Honor match. And it was awesome, man. This was a fucking great match.
Fucking great. And people forget, like, I feel like ECW has that stigma. Fight TV, Tyson.
Yes,
go to Fight TV.
$14.
$14.
I think if we recommend you to the app, you get like $15 credit, right?
Yeah, you get.
Isn't that how that goes?
Yep.
So we could give him, we could get you a free GCW match. Just hit me up in the DMs, brother.
Yeah, dude. And like, dude, like talking about GCW, how they kind of get stigmatized as only death matches. Well, when you think of ECW, I feel like they got stigmatized as only hardcore, but people forget.
Absolutely.
Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko were putting on 60-minute draws, going 60 minutes, and that was
RVD, Jerry Lynn.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
like you look at that, you got so many people. Jericho was doing some of his best work in ECW.
Tearing it up.
So the game changer part of this is 100% true, because they are going out of their way to change the game, man.
I have to highlight this match was so good. One thing about this match was at the beginning. I have to highlight their announcer when he announced AJ Gray. I popped huge. He says he is Black Death, aka the motherfucking truth. AJ Gray. What that?
No, it's so good.
This is. If you guys aren't watching like GCW and you're like us and you love this isn't necessarily, maybe it's not for kids, but this is grown adult shit wrestling, man.
Yeah, and there was a lot of kids in the crowd too.
Yeah,
I was like, holy
let
shit.
my kids go.
Hell yeah, no, it was cool. One of my favorite highlights from this was right at the beginning. They went to go do the code of honor in the middle of the ring, and then the announcers, there ain't no fucking code of honor here, man. And I was like, wow, brilliant, dude. And like that just it adds so much to the whole story. And like it's just so
AJ denied the Ring of Honor handshake. It's like no, and Gresham kept going back for it, and AJ, part of SGC, he's not taking that handshake, man.
Yeah, oh, so good, so good. Awesome. I watched Gresham twice in person. It's incredible to see how smooth he is. It's also a testament to his opponents, because it's hard to wrestle that pure style. Hell yeah, it is. And both
dude,
people must be on the same page. You absolutely got me.
Yeah, man. And dude, that moment where he locked in that submission and he's laying hammer fists on AJ.
Yeah,
it's a stiff style. Like people think it's
oh,
it's boring. No, dude. The pure wrestling style is a fun mix up in a card. Like when there's a pure match layered in with a high flying match and a death match, I think it gives you kind of a buffet of wrestling in one show.
Absolutely, man. It's like playing roulette with all your favorite fucking tastes, you know.
Yeah,
but another thing too is it's like a good mix of pure technical wrestling, no pun intended, but like mixed with that New Japan strong style.
Yep.
You know, and you're getting just in that match alone, you're getting a small buffet.
Oh,
you know,
dude.
and they teared it up. I had such a fucking blast on that one.
Give me Gresham and Bryan Danielson right now, dude.
Oh my goodness, that would be beautiful. And listen, all bets are off at this point, right?
Yeah, he's
you never know what the fuck's gonna happen, man. It would be awesome to see Gresham pop up on an episode of AEW.
Yeah,
you know, and do it there, or maybe even have Danielson show up on fucking GCW.
Yeah. I mean, at any moment. I think you sent me that stat where out of Bryan Danielson's 17 matches in AEW, 16 of them have been singles matches against 16 different opponents. So he's very much like at any moment he could go to like an open challenge type of storyline, and one of his open challengers could be Gresham one day.
Yeah, and it would be amazing. And what a great way to tie in the history of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
You know, and then you'd be like, wow, this is what we want to see.
Yeah.
Like I'm already fucking jacked for it.
Oh,
it's not
dude,
even happening yet.
It'd be great.
It would be great, man.
So Gresham defends the belt. He goes for that handshake again at the end, and AJ Gray, the motherfucking truth, denies the handshake again. I loved it, dude.
With the styles of Cat Williams, that motherfucking truth.
Yeah,
I love
it. Love it. And then we get a Matt Justice, one of my personal favorites, also of the SGC crew.
Comes out to walk.
Loving it.
Yeah. Singing it, fuck crowds with him. That was one of the best entrances I've seen in a long fucking time, man. Look at him.
He's got the fucking Snake Plissken snakeskin tights on. He's got the bullet belt on. Guy is a to
He's
me,
a
he's a
beast,
world
man.
title guy. Like
Yeah.
he should hold
100%.
a world title.
Yeah.
And
He's
he
got
goes
the
up
look,
against somebody who I think someone who I think isn't talked about enough as
Yeah.
one of the most intense heels in the business. Like, I buy this guy just as much as a Kingston, but Jacob Fatu, man.
Yeah. And
Guy,
if you haven't watched a fucking Jacob Fatu match, this is a hell of a one to start with. This was fucking great.
Yeah,
Even going at the end of it, they grab Starboy Charlie.
Oh,
the kid with the broken leg who's like fucking 15. They drag him and his mom from the crowd basically in the ring, and they just start beating the shit out of this kid. And like fucking, Fatu's a beast. There was no winner here, right? They killed the ref at some point.
Yeah, I think it fell apart. It fell apart.
Yeah, they just started beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, Starboy Charlie is in the crowd, and he's like a young gun for GCW that broke his leg.
Yeah.
He's in the crowd. They kind of take note of him with his mom watching the match.
It was a nice promo. He's like, I'm here. I'm back. I'm here for GCW. I miss you guys. I love you guys. And it was like, good, we got Starboy Charlie.
It was great too, because I didn't get the sense that they were setting him up for an angle later in the show.
No,
I thought they were just featuring him. Because, I mean, the dude's casted up. Like, his leg's in a full cast.
Yeah.
Then, Jacob, he's in the match. He's got fucking Juicy, that big motherfucker, with him in the match. And so Starboy Charlie and his mom start talking shit to Jacob Fatu from the crowd.
Yeah.
And Fatu picks him up, brings him into the ring, and Fatu's like screaming at his mom.
Yeah.
Like, Justice kind of chases them out for a minute, and we're seeing like
security, a bunch of people coming in trying to stop it. Yeah,
just checking on Starboy, and then this is the type of heel shit that I love. So security's in there. Fatu, Justice, they're all gone.
Yeah,
Fatu comes back. He comes back and lays out Starboy and just lays a beat. Look at that little dude, man.
Juicy's holding his mom back on the ropes right there. You got people fucking standing on the apron, like trying to chase this guy off. She's screaming her ass off. Charlie's dead. Like, he's like just absolutely dead. Jacob Fatu, I wrote in my notes, is a badass motherfucker. And like that was unbelievably fucking fun to watch, man.
And he's part of, the bloodline. He's part of the Samoan dynasty.
They announced him, the real head of the motherfucking table. I was like, yes, dude.
This is my tribal chief. Jacob Fatu is my tribal chief.
Hell yeah.
Take notice.
Oh, it was great, man. Yeah, acknowledge him hard, man, because this was fantastic. Great angle. The match was fucking fun to watch for the few minutes it lasted, but that angle with Starboy was awesome.
Great villain.
Yes,
great villain. Like, this is the type of villain shit that you don't get in the main promotions a whole lot. Of that pure fucking heat, man.
Yeah,
you had Juicy holding Starboy's mom while
hysterically screaming.
Yeah, and she killed it. She's like, totally
she sold it just as good as fucking anybody else could have.
it was so good, man. So good.
Have you guys ever been to a GCW show?
No, I have not.
We were supposed to go all that weekend, but AEW crashed my hotel. And we fucking partied hard with a lot of people, including the Nature Boys.
We had tickets, and we got
for both nights too.
Yeah, I know.
That's the fucked up part.
and that was the night that fucking Mox showed up and took the title off of. So
it was good though. It was fun. I wouldn't have traded the weekend for anything else. But I listen. They're not going anywhere, and we can catch them. They're going to be here next month. Yeah. I think I'm working that night, but they're going to be here next month.
Yeah. I saw they're in Chicago. I think they got Detroit coming up too around January.
Stacked Detroit show too.
Yeah.
They got Sabu, Kevin Nash, Rhino. Like they're fucking doing great stuff, man.
I can't push it enough. If you guys, like, I feel like we're hawking the product, but they deserve to be put over. Like, these are $13, $14 shows on Fight TV. If you're not,
they could charge me $50 I'd fucking pie him still. Like I was, I was impressed. I had a great time watching this. And mind you, it was like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
like
I watched it late.
I was out. I was like, fuck, I'm so tired. I sat down and I was like, all right, here we go. Jacked up energy, brother. It was
and this weekend, they just had the one show on Friday, but I feel like every couple weeks they do a 2-shot where you get a Friday and Saturday show. And when you get those shows, they offer it in a bundle where I think it's only like 18 or 19 bucks for 2 shows. So
yeah, and they're not short. You're not getting
short.
like an hour show one night, an hour show the next night. Like you're getting fucking 2 back-to-back at least 2.5 hour shows.
Right.
They deliver, man.
And then we get a pretty awesome fucking main event. And I was thoroughly impressed with both dudes. I have a little bit of it's about a 2-minute clip, but just to set the stage for this main event, GCW also does great jobs on their hype videos. And they released the hype package for this match that's just going to set the table for you guys. So check this out.
Atticus, you're not a good guy. I thought you could be one of us, but like you said, you're just not.
The difference between us is that you took the right path. I didn't. You fight to be the very best you can, and I'm just fighting to make it. When you shook my hand, I instantly knew the path that you went down in life. You're weak, and I knew that I was mentally past you.
Atticus Cogar, I don't think anybody else in GCW has pinned me more than you. You gotta go underhanded, and it's driving me fucking insane because I know that I'm better than you. I know that I'm the best young talent in GCW. I thought you understood that GCW was built on the foundation of youth. Young Dog is not done with you. I'm not done with you. So you can keep on running. Run on for a long time. Because sooner or later, Young Dog's gonna hunt you down.
I tried to end this, Jordan, and you took away something that you should have never gotten involved with.
into his face.
Oh my fucking
What a hype video, dude.
Yeah. No, it was everything from the music to the edits on the video packaging and like
the slow-mo.
They're doing such a good job on that. The production value is, like I said, even from the very first time I've watched it to now, they've taken leaps and bounds on how production works. And I mean, sure, that's probably got a little bit to do with Cardona coming in and be like, no, you got to change some things, make it look better. And that spot with the fucking pyro was just awesome.
and it has that, like, even in their packages, like their hype packages, it has an edge. Like, GCW was built on the fucking blood of deathmatch wrestling. I mean, if that doesn't like amp you up.
Yeah. This is like if Rob Zombie directed wrestling.
Yeah.
Like
you know what I mean? Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, it's so good. You know, and that's the thing. And both of these guys were fucking so great. Like, this was a good fucking match. The one thing that was, I was like, oh man, how is Oliver gonna wrestle this whole match with the gauze on his eyes? And I'm
Right.
so glad that it got ripped off at one point. But damn, man, like it was crazy. And here's another thing, for No Rope Barbwire Deathmatch, it wasn't like, you know,
That
throw
brutal.
up worthy. Yeah, it
Right,
wasn't like,
right.
oh my god, I can't watch this. It's too gruesome.
No,
You know,
there
it was
storytelling in it too. Like it
very good,
wasn't
yeah.
just blood and guts. Like I think you hear the term no rope barbed wire, you're like, oh god, that's too much for me. No, man, there was like excellent storytelling. And
Yeah.
dude, I know, you know, when AEW started, they were getting a lot of shit for smaller guys, but Atticus Cogar, smaller guy, doesn't matter. Guy,
No.
he comes across like a vicious son of a bitch. I think
Hell yeah.
the commentators, you know, they call him the silver teeth Satan. They were just giving this guy up the road like he's such a despicable, pure hatred. He's driven by pure hatred. I'm bought in. I like Cogar.
You're fucking hatred. I caught that line too, and I was like, "This is great, dude.
This is so good." And he pulls out his staple, those skewers, man, where he like, hits them into the forehead and they're hanging like,
oh, it's brutal, man.
Barbed wire, fire, skewers, chairs, glass.
Yeah,
like this shot.
That's beautiful. And that was he fucking missed the first throw, and I was like, shit. And he picks him right back up, walks him by. He's like, nope, no do over. Fuck you. Boom, throws him right through it again, man. It was just like, it was great.
It almost added something to it because when he threw him the first time, he goes right into the barbed wire.
Yeah,
and then scoops him up and throws him through the flaming door. There's a gif of.
That was badass.
He blew the fire onto the door. He set the door on fire by blowing fire on it. So he goes into the barbed wire first, and then boom.
Like, I'm loving the doors, man. I love the explosion the doors do.
I know.
Like, it's like they just shatter into pieces, man. It's so good.
So good. Like, so, I mean, just final thoughts. Like, it was a great match. Cogar has that brain hemorrhage headlock driver.
Love that. Yeah.
When he hits that through the glass, I think he hit it on him like 2 or 3 times, and Oliver was showing like so much heart because he kept kicking. I think he kicked out at 1.
Yeah.
And then he hits it for the 3rd or 4th time through the glass, and Cogar picks up the win. And again, commentary killing it throughout the night. He has the line about Cogar: love him, hate him, fuck him. It's Atticus Cogar. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. No,
punk rock, heavy metal wrestling, man. Just love the show. Overall, great show.
And the cool thing is too, it's like like we were saying, man, it's got everything for everybody. So even if you're like, oh, I don't know, like this wasn't the most gruesome match. This wasn't that bad. Like, Brody King had more blood, I think, than this really did.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers were using skewers and glass and fucking fire door.
Yeah, I think the stigma of deathmatch wrestling, like, sure, you can pull those matches, you can find them where,
of course,
shit goes wrong, whatever. But I think there's a stigma with it where people look at it like it's just guys who can't wrestle, guys who can't tell a story. And GCW is the height of deathmatch wrestling. This is where you're getting the best of the best, and you're seeing the art of deathmatch wrestling in its highest form, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Like it, you know, it's all art, and we're all this is these guys having the literal blank canvas to draw their shit on. You know, and there's some fucking masterpieces being made right now, and it's going to build up so well to that Hammerstein show. That was a great thing too. Throughout the whole show, everything was leading into, oh well, this is going to lead right into the Hammerstein. Yeah, and it was like, oh hell yeah! And then they plug in the next shows, and like I said, we got one on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, double header, bang to bang. Yeah. So it's going to be good, man.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, I think it's Till Infinity, and then the New Year's Day show I'm wanting to say is Die for This, which is going to have Alex Colon against John Wayne Murdoch, and that match is going to be crazy.
Hell yeah. And that's another thing. You're getting a showcase, not just GCW talent. You're getting fucking worldwide talent. Oh, like they always like, we have Too Cold Scorpio there. You know, we got who's the weed guy that was he fought the Undertoker or something like that.
Grim Reaper, maybe.
Yeah, Grim Reaper. There we go. And like, there's so much cool thing. Janela pops in. Danhausen was there. You know, and this was before Ring of Honor was announced to be, you know, taking their hiatus. And like we just seen, we had the Briscoes versus PCO and fucking Brody King. Like, you're getting a plethora of fantastic talent here. And they just keep delivering every show. Detroit show, Sabu, Rhino, you know, Kevin Nash is going to be there. Are they working? Maybe not, but they're definitely going to be doing something. And we're going to see something great, man.
Right. I love they're implementing fun legends while also kind of giving us the cutting edge of the up and coming independent movement. You know?
Yeah, I mean, what was that main event that was here when during All Out weekend? It was Danhausen with the Barbarians, right? Am I right?
Barbarian and Warlord.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Crazy.
It's the most wildest matchup, but it works.
Yeah.
And like, you're getting the best mixed bag of pro wrestling you could possibly ask for fucking $14 a show.
Yeah, man.
I feel like this is an infomercial at some point.
Yeah, dude. I feel like it's going to be like that. So if you guys, I mean, we won't keep you. Stick around for the weeks to come. We'll be doing this whenever there's a show. We'll try to put one out. We're going to be following up until the Hammerstein show, and we're going to track GCW, all the stories, a lot of cool stuff coming out of that. If you guys are watching, please like the video, share it, and spread the word. And
check out GCW, man.
Yeah,
get on board with us. We can all talk about this.
Yeah, we may even release this as a podcast on a drop it on a day where if you can't watch the video, you can tune into the audio. And we'll be back.
I'm excited. Looking forward to the future.
Shortly after the New Year's and New Year's Day shows, we'll get on here and talk the highlights of the weekend.
Yeah, so tune into the fucking GCW show.
The fucking GCW show, brought to you by the Turnbuckle Tavern. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you guys next time GCW has a show. Party on.
Oh, yeah.